Yo people, I'm back with another video. This one, yeah, why motivation is overrated. Motivation is so overrated. Coming from me as well, even though myself, I believe I created this channel and I do most of what I'm doing because I'm motivated. But I wanna, after analysis and after thinking, I've come to terms with the fact that motivation is greatly overrated. There's loads of things I want to touch on. A book I was actually reading today, I wrote the script for this, and then I opened my book that I was going to read for the morning. And that was the title chapter as well. It was motivation is overrated. So I was like, must be a sign. So cool. Let me talk about motivation. So motivation can be very helpful, man. Motivation can get you out the door to go to the gym. Motivation can get you to start a new project, a new business. Like I said, this YouTube channel, I was very motivated. It was kind of spur of the moment, but I started it. But motivation it's not what's gonna get you your goals. Like, motivation isn't gonna get me to the goal I have with this YouTube channel. It's not gonna help me do more in my business or do more in my work. Motivation can just be the engine for you to get started, but it's not sustainable. Motivation is not sustainable. Like, I can tell you right now, like, listen, you can do anything you put your mind to. I can tell you you're abundant and you can create abundance. I can tell you your expectations will be met, so set your expectations high. I can tell you literally the only limits in this world are the ones you impose on yourself. But what now? Even if you believe me, even if you know that's true in your heart, what now? Like, that's not going to be helpful if after you this, you just watch another YouTube video. Unless it's going to be my one, innit? You know what I mean? Quick like and that. But yeah, that's not going to be helpful if all you do is just sit down and you're like, yeah, I'm motivated, or you just get up for one day, or you bang some push-ups, which is, I hope you bang some push-ups. Like, but after that, you don't do anything, because motivation is exactly what it is. It's like, it's a spur, it's a one-time thing. And me, myself, I'm going to give some personal experience as well. I've been motivated. I am motivated. I've been motivated for a long time. Like, I've been wanting to do everything I'm doing now since I was a kid, since I was in secondary school. But I've realized the motivation is kind of, sometimes if you use it wrong, it can be what gets you in the wrong places. Like, you can start something spur of the moment and then stop. You can start exercising, start going to the gym for a little bit and then stop. So what do I think the solution is? 'Cause I'm not here to just talk and like, you know what I mean, fix up. What I've seen is motivation can be good to, like, let's say I've given you an inspiration. It's good to set the direction or a goal that you want to achieve. Let's say I'm really motivated. I want to do this. Then next thing you've got to do is put the habits and systems in place. And like I said in another video, discipline is very important in achieving your goals and getting what you want. Because the motivation will get you started, but it's your habits, systems, and how disciplined you are is how you fall to, innit? So on that, this is the book I was actually, so Atomic Habits. I might make a full YouTube video about that. But habits and systems are basically what are the most important things. So in my own life, I've gotten really motivated with a lot of stuff, and I've started it, whatnot. Some I've continued, some I've stopped. But the base premise is, because life is, you'll go through a range of emotions. Right now I feel motivated, but tomorrow I might feel a bit down. But the thing is, when you're down, you're not going to act how you are when you're motivated, because that was your excited state. So you need to cultivate a base level of habits, a base level of systems, so when you're down, that is what you sync to, if that makes sense. So I've got a morning routine that I've been working on. I've been trying to make it rock solid in my life. So even when I'm tired, I wake up, I'm not feeling, I wake up late, I do that morning routine, because that morning routine helps me have a good day. As opposed to me just getting really motivated and I'm like, I just do 100 push-ups one morning. Like, I'm not going to maintain 100 push-ups every morning if I wake up at 6:30. So I start slow. I do 30, 40 actually. And then I do that, and then I build a habit. Then let me do 2 sets, you know what I'm saying? Start slow, build everything back up. And it's very sad, man, because I've seen it myself. I'll give a personal example as well. Like, it's not a personal example, but I was watching a YouTube video just now, ironically, yeah. And Gary Vee was talking to, he does this thing where he talks to subscribers and he gives them advice and that. And the person, obviously, imagine speaking to Gary Vee, they're really excited, they're really motivated. And then me, because the videos were a long time ago, I went to go check how that person's doing. And like, they're not on the same path as what they were talking about, or they haven't reached the goal. They were saying they wanted to be a millionaire in like 3 years. I think they were 22. So by 25. And obviously that video was like 4 years ago. And then they've uploaded it saying they're not really close or they're not really that. So it's that you got to not let motivation trip you up on the way to your goals. Like, this is a personal message for myself as well, because I feel like I'm quite motivated. I'm quite trying to run up and get it. So I myself, I'm really trying to focus on the ground level, on the habits and the systems. I've got a rock solid morning routine right now. I'm working on time blocking. Time blocking is kind of where you choose a time period of this, like let's say 12 to 4. This is what I'm doing, nothing else, nothing can interrupt that. And using one thing I use to get things done in day is it's actually ironically called a book, The One Thing. So every day I wake up, I'm like, what's the most important thing I can do today? And I make sure I try to hit that every single day. So for other people, that's going to be different things, or you can have different sets. So I might be on this business, what's the most important thing? On this business, what's the important thing? Or maybe YouTube, what's the most important thing? So that's what I kind of want to say with that. I've also got some other things, because as I've said, discipline, habits and systems are very important for this. So one system that I think is very, very effective in achieving all sorts of goals is accountability. So when I say accountability, is you want to have something or someone to hold you to the things that you say you're going to do. So what's an example of this? So for me, health, wealth and happiness, very important to me. So on health, I should be exercising every single day, and I should be getting through some intense cardiovascular. That's what I want to do. So I've signed up to the gym, but gym, I haven't been exactly on it all the time. So one thing I also tried was martial arts. So martial arts, I've signed up to a class. I go 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then when I go to the martial arts, because it's a class, I've paid for it, I've attended, I'm now a member, I've got a duty, I feel like I've got a duty to turn up every single session. I've only missed one session, and that's because I had some work stuff that was overrunning, so I couldn't make it. But apart from that, I've never missed a session. Why? Because I feel like an obligation. I'm paying a membership, I feel like I'm a part, they're expecting me every single day. If I was just paying and didn't turn up, they'd kick me out. So that's very helpful. Another thing I realized is people. If you and your friend are like maybe trying to work on the same kind of goal, maybe you're trying to work or build a business together, or maybe it's health, like meeting up with each other, checking on each other every day to show, maybe checking every day you've trained, can be very helpful. And if it's something like you're more of a solo individual, or you want to do things by yourself, or some of your goals are quite personal, what I'd really recommend is a journal. So I myself, I journal, and I'm trying to get more into the habit. I've ordered one of those productivity journals as well, like where you can check. And the one I ordered, and what I like about it, it's got weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, and 5-year goals. I think goals are quite important, because it's easy to say you want to do something or this, that, and then just be like, yeah, I want to make a lot of money, or I want to be really healthy. But when you have a goal and you make your goal really specific, and it's like, I want to do this by that time with this, and then you break it down. So let's say in 1 year, let's say for example, in 1 year I want to be a black belt, even though that's not in Muay Thai. I want to be a black belt. So I know maybe in 6 months I need to do this, and then I break it down to weekly, and then weekly I check in, am I hitting this every week? And the thing about a journal, which is good, and having one of these calendars thing, I should have bought them, maybe I'll put them in the video or whatever. Yeah, having these kind of calendars or to do or daily things is, when you write everything you want to do down for a week, or what you want to do in a day, it kind of holds you accountable, because you've taken it from your mind and you've put it onto paper. And even if you don't do it that day, the fact that you can look back and see that I didn't do it, it kind of, from my own experience, it kind of motivates me to do it or get it done. Or when I'm journaling, like if I journal for the rest of the end of the day, and I know I wanted to upload a YouTube video today, but I didn't, then like that's painful. Like, why didn't I? I knew I wanted to record it. I'll be like, okay, maybe this, that, there. But then when you kind of talk to yourself and journaling, you can't really bullshit yourself, if that makes sense. Like, I know I didn't do something because I probably didn't schedule the time, or I probably wasn't motivated, and it's not a good excuse. It's literally not a good excuse. So if I write it to myself and I say it to myself, like, okay, how can I prevent this? Do you get what I mean? So journaling and having these calendars and scheduling your timing is a way to hold yourself accountable to your own standards. And the good thing about this is, the more you check it and the more active you are with it and the more you build the habit, the better it gets. Like, it's no, me myself, like I've got some of these things, I've used them for a day or a week and then I put them down. that's not gonna help because I'm defeating the purpose. So the more you do it, and even if it's just a little bit, the more you hold yourself accountable, the more you get things done. So I've kind of gone a little bit off the topic. Not really, but the point is that it takes way more than motivation to get things done. Motivation is helpful to get yourself started, it's get yourself kick-started. It's helpful for you to see the vision or goal of where you want to go. But if you actually want to achieve things, you've really got to work on habits and systems. You've really got to put a groundwork or base of what you're going to do. Like, motivation is good, talking is okay, like, but at the end of the day, whatever you want from life, health, wealth, or happiness, you got to work for it. Like, you got to put in the work, you got to put in a plan, and you got to execute. Like, it's easy to plan, or it's easy to theorize. It's easy to talk. I'm doing it right now. But you got to execute, and you got to turn up every single day. Consistency is imperative in every single thing you do. And motivation isn't consistent. You can't wait for yourself to be motivated every time you want to do something. That's nothing I've learned with this YouTube channel. I might not be motivated to record a video or write, but I have to do it because I'm holding myself accountable to being consistent. That's another thing. Gotta hold yourself accountable and be consistent. So don't wait for motivation to show up for you to show up, is basically what I'm trying to say here. And I'm seeing this a lot in my own life. I get really motivated, I get really worked up, I get really fired, I get really inspired. But at the end of the day, that wears off and it's not sustainable. So I've changed from being really hyped and really motivated, yeah, I know I'm gonna do it and all this, to focus on the ground level, the habits, the systems, waking up the same time every day, working the same time every day, and finding more ways to hold myself accountable to the goals I want to achieve. Remember, these are your goals. Everything is, you want it. It's not something someone else said. These are things you want. So you got to work at the best way to get what you want. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. Trying to hold myself accountable, trying to be consistent, trying to turn up, and trying to talk less and trying to be less hyped up and more just focus on the groundwork and get stuff done. So that's what I'm working on. I just wanted to share that with you to show that this video might even motivate you, ironically, but I hope it motivates you to. This is a good book. I might make a whole video about Atomic Habits. It's a very good book, and just might make a video about my morning routine as well. So that's what I'd urge you to do. Work on the habits, work on the systems, find something or someone to hold you accountable to what you want to do, and work on it. You know what I'm saying? Motivation is overrated. That's me.